Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today we are making a chicken stew with dumplings. For this recipe I used 1 chicken breast for 3 adults, but I would suggest using chicken thighs as they have more flavor, or just the meat off of your rotisserie style store-bought chicken would be awesome too. I cut these up into little pieces and I baked them in the oven while I prepped the other ingredients. You can use whatever vegetables you have for this recipe. These are what I happen to have to be using up from the fridge right now. Although I think mushrooms in this would be awesome as well. I am putting potatoes in my chicken stew today, as I imagine there won't be any leftovers of this for the freezer. I dug out my dried rosemary, as it will be one of the herbs in this recipe. In my pot, I put 1 tablespoon of butter and a little bit of olive oil. To the pot, I added my celery and onions and gave them some time to saute before I added my garlic. After letting the garlic cook, I added some oregano, sage, thyme, and the rosemary that I ground up. Poultry seasoning would also work here just fine. I added another tablespoon of butter and let that melt because I'm about to make my roux. Once the butter was melted, I added in 2 tablespoons of flour all at once. Don't be concerned that it's sticking to the bottom of your pot. Just give it a good stir around and let that flour cook for about 2 minutes. After that time, I added 1 liter of chicken broth to the pot all at once. And I give it a good stir to get all that flour combined with the liquid. In goes my cooked chicken and any juices that have come off of it. When I put that chicken in the oven, I did season it with just a little salt and pepper. At this point, I'm also adding my potatoes and my carrots. And I let that simmer at a low boil for about 20 minutes until my potatoes were nearly cooked all the way through, but not quite. While that was cooking, I prepped my batter for my dumplings. That is 1½ cups of just all-purpose flour, a ½ teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a sprinkle of Italian seasoning, which is completely optional. I just really like that extra flavor from the dumplings. I give this a stir to combine my dry ingredients, and there's only 2 more ingredients to go. Homemade dumplings, guys, are so easy to make. And this recipe has never failed me. It was my mom's. To this, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of cubed up shortening, but butter would also work here. If you have a pastry cutter, I would use that. I just mixed that up till there was small crumbles left. And I add my last ingredient, which is 3/4 cup of milk. I mix it up just until everything is combined. You don't want to start that baking powder activating too quickly. To my bubbly pot, I add large spoonfuls of the dumpling batter. I just put them in so they kind of just sit on top of the stew. You'll notice the stew's not super thick, but it does thicken with the batter. Cook with the lid off for 10 minutes and then add the lid and cook for 10 minutes or until done. These will be light and fluffy. Always a hit, and it never sticks around very long, at my house anyway. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.